Welcome to the Exposed Drink Podcast with Jared Bidney. Today's episode is going to be a weekly shit episode. I've not done a weekly shit episode in a while, and what a weekly shit is I just jot down on whatever particular day it is, whatever happens in the gym, whatever some kids tell me, or whatever I think needs to be shared to try to help more people understand kind of what goes on at the gym. And if you have a gym, maybe this may help you. But a lot of this stuff is going to be more about this episode is going to be more about being consistent. And I just don't get it. People are messing their numbers up and everything. So let's just get into it. Okay, on Saturday, I had this kid I've not seen since May, and we're in the month of July. I said, where in the hell have you been? He said, I sprained my wrist. It does not take that long to heal, or you can come in, you can still do lower body. You can still squat. You can still squat with, I had a kid with a broken hand come in and still squat, and he was not able to do dumbbell jumps with that one hand, but we still jumped. We did static jumps, and bottom line is the kids still came in and figured out to get something done. And sometimes when the kids can't do what I write on their folder, they know, okay, if I can't do that, let's try to find something that I can do that does not hurt or that does not bother me. And so sometimes kids, they just kind of pop up, say, hey, I go to the gym, hey, I do this. And that was on Saturday. And Sunday, I don't know why this kind of went on, but the baseball community is freaking stupid. They have to, at some point, get stronger. Right now, I got a college kid. I've had several college kids go off to play baseball. If you're a baseball coach, if you know anything about baseball, please take time to get these kids stronger. They recover faster, and they're a lot more resilient to injury. So I've got this kid. He plays baseball. He's a collegiate D1 baseball player. And instead of sending him home for summer to get stronger, they're not strength training these kids at school. I don't know what the hell they're doing. The kids comes out weaker. They come back. They can't jump. They can't bench, and their throwing speed drops. So most of the time, these baseball coaches, particularly if they're at the higher level, they never really did a whole lot of strength training. They were probably more of the gifted side, and so they never knew what it even takes to get stronger. So the baseball freaking technique Nazis just want to be, hey, it's got to be technical here. Let's change this technique. So this kid, send him off to college. He dropped 4 miles an hour in a semester. So what happens when he drops 4 miles an hour in a semester? Instead of making sure his strength is there, they start trying to change his technique. And so changing the technique's not working. So now they're trying to do this. Now they're trying to do that. When the kid was in high school, if he was just going doing his baseball high school stuff, coming to the gym, getting stronger, he was progressing on a monthly basis on his throwing speed. And right now I'm tracking baseball and softball girls right now without them throwing anything. This fall is really going to be good because I know they're not playing a lot fall ball. And I've got some supportive baseball coaches around here. Instead of spending y'all's money wasting time and going playing fall ball, spend time getting stronger. So we're going to track swing speed. We're going to track throwing velocity without them doing any baseball specific stuff at all. I had this kid, he's a football player, cannot swing a baseball bat to save his life. All the people were laughing at the way he was looking when he was swinging. He's probably about 185 pounds with a 315-pound bench, and he was swinging at 72 miles an hour. The closest baseball player to him was at 67 miles an hour. This kid was out swinging everybody about 5 miles an hour with a highly inefficient technique. And I just imagine if you know how to swing a baseball bat, if you got those strength gains, what you could do with it. So all my football players that did not have a good-looking swing were beating my highly technically. Some of these baseball players got beautiful swings, but my football players that were stronger than them were kicking their ass and swing speed stuff. Imagine if you just take that football player now and teach them how to swing. You got to have skill, and you got to have physical ability. Skill's the sport within itself. You got to have the skill to swing, baseball club, golf club. And just like I told you all before in the podcast, my average driving distance with a 3-iron, and my swing does not look as good as a female swing. My technique is not as perfect as a female's technique, especially I'm talking about a female golfer, professional golfer. My 3-iron averages 250. An LPGA Tour driving distance, their average is 250 with a driver. Now, my driver is around 315, 310 on average range with that. So just goes to show you, and my technique does not look as good. So if they would just spend time getting stronger, the thing about technique and a lot of things like that is the more The weaker you are, the more perfect you have to be with your technique. You can take a baseball kid and he can get all of the ball. I mean, he can get perfect swing, hips, everything, whatever comes through. Bam, you can just tell when they got all of it, and it falls short of the fence. Well, you take a kid that hits the ball and it still gets over the fence because the kid's stronger. So a lot of these kids want to go work on their technique. Hey, I need to do this. I need to do that. And so what I'm trying to get it back with this college kid is the college kid, he started throwing less because his bench press. I had another kid, another university, Ivy League school. They wouldn't let him bench press. And he went from 95 to 91 or something like that. And so when he came home, he didn't go play summer ball. He got his strength back up to where he was before he went to college, and he got his throwing velocity back. Now, once we get to that level, you try to keep the strength there. You don't necessarily have to push it up, but at least you're eliminating one variable to where that velocity is not going to go back down. And I've got another kid, he's in with the Giants organization. Drive his strength up, throwing velocity went up. Now, once we get into season, if he's on a 6-day pitch rotation, we have to try to then vary when he's going to do something, but we're not trying to push like all season strength to get stronger. We're just trying to make sure, okay, if his strength does not drop, that just eliminates a variable of what could possibly be going wrong. And so if his velocity stays the same all through season and the strength does not drop, that's fine. But if his strength drops and his velocity drops, a lot of times a coach or a baseball guru will try to want to go change their technique. And the thing about this stupid baseball community is they don't think about the strength stuff. Oh, this technique, because everybody wants to be super cool coach and want to know more than the next coach about this technique. Hey, if you do this, if you drop this elbow here, if you do this here, this will be better. Oh, no one's ever told. Quit. Make sure the kid's freaking stronger. And so now this kid's got elbow problems. His elbow hurts. Well, geez, you took away the structural integrity of the arm by not allowing the kid to get stronger or at least maintain or keep his strength through the season. Oh, you know what? We should go play summer ball. Oh, okay. Send a kid off to play summer ball. Guess where he gets hurt? Summer ball. Trying to throw this kid year round. You got fall ball, you got spring ball, you got summer ball. You're playing baseball year round. When the hell are you going to have time to get stronger? And those guys have no clue about how to get stronger. They're absolutely retarded when it comes to strength training. You look at all the stupid crap they do on Instagram and all that stuff, and all these other baseball gurus out there. It's saddening. But hey, it's baseball. Hey, do y'all do stuff for baseball? Yeah, we freaking make our kids stronger. Oh, what about plow ball rotations? What about this? What about plow ball? Like, geez, just freaking get stronger. So anyway, and just had a loaded week, so that's that baseball rant. And right now I've got a problem with my online kids. A lot of times my online people, the parents are helping them, so that really helps me a lot. But what I do at the gym, for those of you that this podcast, I write a kid's specific sets and reps down at the gym. And they're supposed to write back a number pattern for me. So if I want them to do, say, 315, 4 sets of 5, if someone touches bar, so if we're going up for that rep, I barely got 5. But then on the next set, I barely go up, and I barely got my 4th rep, and I try for my 5th. And if someone touches that bar, that 5th rep will not count. So in their folder, being that they got out 5 with no one touching it in the first set, they'd write a 5. Being someone touched it on the 5th rep of the second set, they'd write a 4. So if someone touches the bar, we do not count that rep. We do not do forced reps. So like on the 3rd set, if he failed at 3 because he was going to go up with 4, and being that only 3 were achieved with no one touching it, you write 3 down, but you don't go 4 and 5, and you don't take off weight to make the reps. All that's old school strength training. Never take off weight to get reps. Rest longer if you want to get more reps. So then he may go 5, 4, 3, 3, and I'll look at that pattern. Then I'll write down the next day what I want them to do. But sometimes when I start a kid off, depending on how long they've been training with me or whatever, if they're new, a lot of stuff's going to feel easy. Sometimes the new people make it not feel so easy. But like I did a podcast last episode with Miss Dorsey's not made his reps in, I think now at this time, 6 weeks or something like that. Bartek's not made his in about 6 weeks. All of his reps and sets. But yet Dorsey also benched 425 for 3 the other day. And he's about to go to school and get weak as crap, and we'll see what happens. Right now I'm taking time To all these kids going off to college, their last day at the gym, I'm getting their bench max, their jump height, and their sprint speed, sending them off to college, and I can't wait to test them when they get back so I have more shit to talk about. So sometimes if I'm trying to figure out where I wrote this down here, but sometimes the kids don't even write the reps down, so I just assume. So take this 315 4 sets of 5. If they did not write anything down, or if they did not click on the app, where like on the app that I use, they just have to go in and click on the reps and put a green check. But if it says 4 sets of 5 and they click all green saying they did it, but they actually did a 5 4 3 3, you can actually click on that number, click, change. If I wrote a 5, you can change that 5 to a 3. Then it shows me back the exact pattern like I would be writing or looking at the folders in the gym. And so that's the reason I like it. But then sometimes with the accessory work, sometimes with the kids, if we go from bench to incline on their folders, but kids like doing floor press better, well, why don't you just do free floor press? Everybody else can incline. And so that's harder to kind of get out and portray to the people on the app, because they'll say, hey, Jared, it says this time to dumbbell jump before squat, and sometimes it says to dumbbell jump after squat. What I'm actually trying to figure out over time is, I don't care if it's before, I don't care if it's during, I don't care if it's after. All I'm trying to do is figure out the way the kid will do it, because if he's doing it, he's going to get better at it. So it don't really matter, and I'll change that up. And sometimes they don't ask me questions. I do have some online people that do a very good job of calling and texting and asking questions, and I got some that just, I don't even know if they're freaking doing it. And so they won't be with me very long, and so some more spots will open up, and I'll just get just a core group of people that will have a lot of communication and hear and done with it. So, and sometimes if I want them to do, like I got, for some reason I wrote 365 4 sets of 3. They may do 365 3 sets of 4, or may do it even backwards. I had a kid, I had him do 4 sets of 4 the other day, and he did 4 4 4 6, and I didn't even write the 6 down, and it was supposed to be an easier day for him, so I wanted him to have an easier day, because I'm about to get into this phase where I'm really going to push his numbers up. But yet I tell him, I said, you cannot start off against the wall, or you'll never get through it. If I put your hand, if you're trying to break a board in karate and I'm trying to get your hand to go through the board, does your hand start on the board? No, you have to kind of back off, get a running start, and then get through the wall, or you got to back your hand off the board so you can get through the board. And these kids, for some reason, it's just been a weird semester, been a weird summer. They think they have to be pushed balls to the wall all the time. It's okay to have lighter days. Like I got a kid right now that's kind of starting to figure this stuff out, because some kids don't do everything on the folder, and they're getting strong as shit. And I got some kids that are doing everything on the folder all the time, and they're not getting as good as gains as some of the other people. But that's a balance and a tough double-edged sword, because you need to make sure that they don't skip their accessories all the time, but you also got to let them know, hey, if you just come in on a squat day, if you just come in, jump, squat, and leave, that's okay for that day. But next time you may have to hit some Nordics, you may have to hit some 45 hyper, straight leg deadlifts, Bulgarian squats, or some of the other stuff. And same thing for bench. If you want to come in bench, floor press, or incline and tricep press down and skip the extra stuff, that's okay, but don't do it all the time. And that's the kind of the hardest message I get out of it. Like when you go to college and you're high school, they're always trying to tell you to do everything all the time. Which, in that situation, being that if they let some of the kids skip, and being if you're a high school coach or you're a collegiate coach, it could create more chaos, because you got a lot of times some of those kids in that environment don't even want to do what you're giving them to start with. So that could be a tough situation for people that's outside, like the gym situation that I'm in. And so just changing their numbers, just stick with it. I'm going to get you to fail. I'm going to get you to miss reps. And this kid the other day, I had him do 205 or something. And he said, Jared, that's too easy. I said, okay. He said, can I do 210? I said, yes. And so he didn't realize that what I was giving him was going to ramp up later to be even harder. And guess what? I think he, out of 4 sets, he only got 2 completed sets where he made all those reps. He said, Jared, that was tough. I said, that's fine. Sometimes that's perfect for me to see that he missed those reps like that. But sometimes I scale the weight based off the mentality of the kid, and so that can kind of be, it's a balance. That's why you got to have these kids for more than a month, more than 2 months, more than 3, or more than 4. This kid's been with me for a year and a half, so he's just now trying to. But came in high school, went to college, back from college, and so when he came back from college, he left with a 225 bench, and then he came back with a 205. So now we're just now got back to 225. So hopefully, I can get him to rep it before he goes back to college. It's kind of frustrating to. They have to come to me. I got a girl that plays high-end softball. She's got to come back to me every summer to get her strength back to where it was, so that she knows her pitches are going to be where they are. I've got 2 collegiate pitchers that's been in College World Series, and they know that when they're not strength training or when their strength drops, their ball velocity drops, their pitches are off. So they know, and they keep coming back to Groundhog Day over and over and over again. So, and like on another pet peeve is like on Wednesday, some of these kids don't even use the safety pin. Like in the squat racks, we don't spot, and I hate seeing people spot from behind. No, you are in your own world. We have people that squat and we raise our safety pins. Their safety pins at least have to be like at least a foot or higher above the box, so that if they fail, they can drop the bar on the safety pins, lean forward, drop the bar, or just let the bar roll off their back or something. And when you box squat, it's more critical to have safety pins up than it is to have the safety pins up when you're regular squatting, because you can dump it off your back. I don't like it anyway. I like to always use some type of safety thing so where the kid has to drop it. And these people spotting from behind, that's absolutely ridiculous. That's like 1928 old school spotting. So raise the safety pins. And so some of the kids, why do they do it that way? Because they don't do that at school. They don't use these things. I don't even know what the hell they're doing. And so a lot of times, some of the kids have been with me for a while that has kind of gone off to like high school or something, like, why are they doing it there? Why they do that? That's because most people don't know, and most people don't really care. And so then I'm now, I've also got a kid. Sometimes these kids come to me. The gym's pretty popular all around. And years ago, I had a problem with, or kids had a problem with, if it says explosive mechanics or if it says just explosive across a hoodie. Kids were getting their sweatshirts and their stuff stolen that said explosive or explosive mechanics. I went through a phase with that, and I said, and that's crazy. And I've even walked into a school, and they said, "Hey, I go there." I said, "No, you don't." "Yeah, I do." "No, you don't." That's kind of crazy. So I think some of these, what I was getting at is that some of these kids, they're coming to the gym. I think they come because it's explosive mechanics or whatever, but they're not really getting better, and that really frustrates the piss out of me. They're just showing up to the gym just to be showing up to the gym. Now, I don't think they even give a crap about the results. So this kid, he had, in 1 month, he came 9 times. He got 6 bench days in and 3 squat days. Well, 6 bench days in for an entire month is not going to yield bench press improvement. So usually if I get him to bench 8 times per month, I'm usually getting close to 10 pounds per month. This kid did not even reach that threshold. He benched on the 5th, the 7th, the 10th, the 14th, 17th, then on the 26th. That's crazy. So he's almost missed 10 days between bench 5 and bench 6. And so sometimes I have to rewrite what he did on the 17th for the 26th to see if he's even falling off or he's making the reps, or if I wanted him to do 275 or 4x4 and he got all on the 17th, but now on the 26th he goes 4-4-3-3 or 4-4-3-2. Did not get any better. And he squatted on the 8th, the 13th, and the 18th, and that was it for the month. So now we're not going to get any jump height improvement. Now we're not going to get any sprint speed improvement. Jump height improvement, sprint speed, or bench press improvement. But he came 9 times. So for him, he thinks he's coming, but he's not really. And so when we go to test week, and he sees that his bench press didn't improve, because I wrote these numbers down so I could show him. So when his bench press does not improve like he wants it, like his friends, right now this whole semester, summer air, I've been averaging for people that come all the time anywhere between 15 to 20 pounds per month on the kids, and that's crazy. So anyway, I know this is kind of a scramble. I'm just trying to put this together at the last minute so I can start. Summertime's ending. I cannot wait for my summertime hours to be over with. But anyway, if you got questions about kind of what I talked about, please feel free to email me at info@explosivemechanics, or you can message me at Instagram at explosivemechanics, or Twitter at explosivemec, or X, whatever they call it nowadays. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.